tuning in to the Chesapeake Today show. I'm Candace Montgomery, Life Enrichment Director.
And I'm Caitlin Kiss, Director of Fitness.
Caitlin, thank you for being my co-host. I wrangled her, but it's okay.
It's fine.
We're glad to have you.
Pleasure.
Yes. Well, I know we're already into the second week of May, but I want to turn the time back a little bit to your, what was it, the Shake, Sip, and Dip?
Oh, yes, our
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo party that we just had. It was quite great. So we had our guest instructor, Karen Ward, teaching Zumba, which was amazing. And then we followed it up with some mocktails and some watermelon salsa,
That was
which
good.
I didn't know was even a thing.
Yeah.
And we just all had a blast. So, yeah.
It was awesome. I know when I came in the room, everyone was having a really good time, enjoying the mocktails, and especially that watermelon salsa. That was really refreshing.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all had the themed music going, so it was quite the environment. And with Zumba being in the Chesapeake room, you had a bigger crowd.
Oh, yeah, we had 22, I believe.
That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know, Caitlin doesn't remember those days when all of our fitness classes used to be in the Chesapeake room when I first started in fitness. So
I have the luxury of the aerobics studio.
you do.
So.
You do. You don't have to do the setup every time and, you know, compete with all the other events. So, yeah, you don't even know what it's like to have to do any of that. Well, I know some other things that we had last week that I just want to touch on. We also did our CHKD care packages.
Yeah.
Which we had, I want to say, I'm thinking back to the room, we had almost 20 volunteers come to the Chesapeake room.
Oh, wow. That's
so
awesome.
it made our assembly line really fast. You know, there was folks there who were really passionate and had different stories to share about their experience
That's
with their
awesome.
children either having cancer or grandchildren or a friend, whatever it might be. So we really realized through that a lot of people are passionate about giving back to different cancer societies and things of that nature. So
That's awesome. What little tokens were you able to
So we
pack in
had
there?
assembly line of a whole lot of different things. We started at one end, which was more little like trinket things, like maybe some little fidgety toys.
Okay, yeah.
Some necessities like hand sanitizers, tissues, but then also fun stuff like smelly pencils.
Oh,
and
I remember those. They
Yeah.
were my favorite as a kid.
And then a cute little kind of one of those backpack slings that was tie-dye, and it was just right the size. It wasn't too big.
That's awesome.
And then we also had some notebooks that could go in there. Residents were also writing cards just of encouragement that could go in there as well. So it was really good. We had a lot of people who just really wanted to give back in that way.
Yeah.
And then we also said, we took down folks' names of, hey, we're going to go drop these off on the 19th. So got a little bit of time, that'll be next week. But we got a list of folks who said, yeah, I want to be a part of not just packaging, but also doing the drop-off as
Awesome.
well.
And where are you dropping those off at?
So they'll be over in Norfolk.
Okay.
And then we said that we would have, do the drop-off, you know, maybe take a few pictures with the social worker because they said, you know, we really can't go on to the unit.
Yeah.
And then do lunch at Dumars afterwards. So make a trip of it.
What a blast.
Right, for sure. So looking forward to that. I know we also had one other big thing that was kind of huge, which was the lecture with a resident here, David Melroy's daughter,
Oh.
who was the deputy chief of one of the different levels within NASA, and I'm sure I'm butchering that to pieces, but she was here at our community, and she's a retired astronaut, and just an amazing story that she has. So very grateful that, you know, she might be doing that because Dad lives here, but we will kindly reap the benefits for sure. So very nice that she was able to be here last Friday when we had that presentation.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great to see a woman just really being out there in NASA.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it for sure. She may have been one of the first female, like one of the first few female astronauts of her time.
Yeah.
So really talking about like the past and the present of NASA. And I know we have so many retired NASA employees from one phase of
Yes.
life or another. They may not have retired from there, but at some point or another, most people here have worked at NASA in their career. So I'm sure that'll be something that folks will want us to do again if possible.
Yeah.
So this week, we have a lot going on. Of course, we just had Mother's Day, which was yesterday. So hopefully you all enjoyed having those carnations passed out for all the ladies at the Chesapeake. Nice that we're able to do that, not just for residents, but for also team members as well.
It is awesome.
And then Monday, we are going to the zoo.
Oh,
I
love it.
So I know Isaiah had scheduled one, I believe, last month, but it got rained out or the weather was kind of funky.
Gotcha.
So I know we've got a good group of residents going to that. So that's leaving at 10:45, going to the Virginia Norfolk Zoo, leaving from the Hampton entrance. And then at 10 a.m., actually you should backtrack, casual conversations for the Hampton building are going to be in the Chesapeake room.
Okay, awesome.
So I know those have been occurring last week, and folks have been able to come in and just really kind of answer their burning questions or get to know maybe some other information of things that they can look forward to that's in the future. And then Donna Nicholson, this is an important business for the week, to set the week off right with having her craft class.
Oh.
So Color Your Life craft class at 2 p.m. in the Creative Arts Studio has been so popular.
It has been, and I went up there the other day, and they're all looking pretty great, so.
That's awesome. I know, I'm sure you've heard about it in fitness classes with folks really taking part, and I love to see that. 7 p.m. we do have hand chimes practice in the Chesapeake room. Then moving into Tuesday, we have our 10 a.m. Our regular shopping trip leaving from the Hampton entrance to get those groceries, pick up medications, whatever you need. 10:45 Bible study in the Explorer room. We do have meet and greet in the Chesapeake room, so that's your opportunity to come down and meet some of the new residents, but also just engage in those stories that you might be able to share of your experience at Chesapeake, or you never know. It always amazes me how people like, oh, they used to be my neighbor in a previous neighborhood, or just,
I hear that a lot.
It's such a small world, more than you would think. And then at 3:30, we have our Living Libraries group. So from the Peninsula Catholic High School, just up the road, they like to come on a monthly basis and just have a different topic for that day, engage with residents, and just hear about history from experience, real life experience.
That's awesome.
Which is great. And it's that season, baseball games. So
My favorite.
Is it your favorite?
I do. I love some baseball.
Well, we may call upon you if you want to go on some of these trips, because we might fight over it with Matthew. 5:15, leaving on Tuesday for the Tides baseball game versus Jacksonville, Harbor Park, Norfolk. So that'll be a great one. Then the rabbi will be here at 7 p.m. and he'll be talking about the scripture on the silver screen with Ruth. So that'll be well attended, I'm sure. Then jumping into Wednesday, we have 3 p.m. with the basic and intermediate German with Uwe in the Explorer room. Wine club dinner at 5. Be curious to see what their theme is. I love seeing that. They're so creative. And then at 7 p.m., the movie The 6888. That's a good one. That's kind of a newer one in the Explorer room. And then on the 15th, we do have Catholic prayer service right here in the Harbor room, because we are in a different space today. And then 11 a.m., you're going to be checking out that new Publix that's over in Carrollton. I don't know if you get out that way very often.
I don't, but I've heard it's quite nice.
Yes.
And I know Isaiah was very excited to go. So.
And my husband was from that area, and it's amazing to see how much it's gotten built up since he's lived over there. And of course, we're on this side of the water now, but he's always amazed. Every time we go over that way, it's like, man, none of this was here. There's a Langley, there's a Publix, there's like your own little apartment complexes over there, and it's just really built up. It's become quite the hub. So that'll be a good trip of just something new, because I can't say if do we have a Publix in Virginia Beach?
I think there is one, but if not, the closest one I think is Richmond.
Yeah, that's where I've seen them. So interesting. And then at 1 p.m. we have our Chesapeake Living with Leslie. So that'll be in the Explorer room. And I want to say her focus is culinary this time.
I believe so.
Talking a little bit about maybe, lingering questions from e-menu choice, or just whatever the focus may be that you have questions. Now's the time to get them answered. Then at 2 p.m., feels like we just did this not too long ago, but we're having the Chesapeake Today Show audience attendance, so live audience. And this time we do have a few tricks up our sleeve, so you'll definitely want to be able to be there and take part. I know folks who were there last time, you guys did your fitness class. People like just having something different to take part in. So we're looking forward to this session as well. And then 7 p.m. we have Larry Heatwall in the Chesapeake room. He's always a fan favorite. He's just got such a fun personality. He does a lot of our outdoor entertainment, so he definitely brings the party with him. And then wrapping up the week on the 16th, we have 10 a.m. casual conversations with the Cottages in the Explorer room, so in a different space there. And then we will have our VBH friends from home office here helping us a little bit with our social accountability. So at 10 a.m., you can come right in front of the cafe, and we'll have Laura Clark from our home office here helping people report their hours for volunteering. So she'll be doing that at 10 a.m. This Friday, and then she does have another date in May as well. And then I'm going on a trip.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I am. So once you hear the title, you'll probably understand why.
Is it Barbie?
So at 10:30 a.m., two things though.
Okay.
So a trip, the Barry Art Museum, which is at ODU. So I graduated from ODU with my undergraduate degree, so felt an initial tie to it there. But then it's a Barbie doll retrospective. So this is actually a resident passed us through, I believe Penny, that the exhibit is supposed to be really in depth and really interesting. So she wanted to see if we could possibly get this on the calendar. And I know the Barry Art Museum does a lot of really unique things.
They do.
So I'm excited to go, and not just for the Barbie thing, but also anything at ODU I'm there for. And then moving into Saturday, we do have our Broadway matinees that we've started on the weekends with our streaming subscription. So it's going to be Hairspray Live.
Oh,
I love.
one of the best.
Yes, at 1 p.m. in the Explorer Room. And then Ms. Platzman will have her 1:30 p.m. decorative painting class. And then 7 p.m. is the movie McFarlane USA in the Explorer Room. So a full week.
It is a very full week.
Yes.
Sounds like we're going to be everywhere.
I really think so. And then there's only 2 weeks left in May, and then we're on to summer.
Yes. I'm
Yes.
excited for summer.
Me too. I really am.
All the classes outside and get some beautiful sunshine and
Yes.
take the dogs out.
That is right. And as soon as we get that Gloucester Commons, we can have all of our fitness fun out there too, and
the
programming
pickleball
and the
and-
pickleball. I know. Lots of exciting things that'll be happening in the coming months.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you being wrangled into being my co-host today.
It was a pleasure.
I'll owe you something for it, I'm sure. All right. Well, we'll sign off and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.